Well, here we are once again. First of all, this is an English version of the video because I've been watching. I'm astonished about the reaction all over the world, and especially because okay, it's been a week, right? Yeah, almost a week that Indio Solari passed away. So I've been watching these people. Okay, I'm going to name a few. Okay, I'll get in touch with you. Alex N channel, Rock Reacts, Brit Pops. What's the name of it? I don't know. Brit Pops React. Who else? There was another one. Let me see. This girl Biscuit, she has an accent. I don't know where she from. And who else? Brit Pops React, and this. Okay, you also. Uh, uh, shut up, Draven, and okay, Luis Texeter. Yeah, this is he's a great fan of Argentinian music as well. I'll get in touch with you so you can watch this video. Okay. Well, let's go to the topic. Okay, Indio Solari. And there's a thing with Argentina and the audience because everybody says that you are the best audience in the world. You're the best crowd in the world. Hello Philadelphia, you're the best crowd in the world. Hello Sweden, you're the best crowd in the world. But Argentina, I'm not going to say that we are the best crowd in the world, but there are certain acts that the fans are very, very loyal, and we're not talking about pop top 40 artists. Why? Because Indio Solari, and now we're going to get into the whole topic, um, comes from this band, Patricio Rey y sus redonditos de ricota. And yeah, long name, right? Okay, Patricio Rey, this is like it's as Wikipedia says, Patricio Rey is the name of a fictional character, or as they used to say, the group consciousness, and not a real person. Los redonditos de ricota, literally the small ricotta roundies, is the colloquial name of a variety of a homemade buñuelos filled with ricotta cheese, round in shape, hence the name. Okay, now that we know this, we need to know that he comes from this band. Indio Solari, he wasn't like an export for the countries. We have you guys probably know Gustavo Cerati, Soda Stereo is an Argentinian band from the 80s, but they were huge in Latin America. But what was the point that Soda Stereo, for example, they had a record label, they had a deal with a major record label, and this is where I'm going. I'm going to the point that Indio Patricio Rey, this band, never ever had a record deal with a major label. They've always been independent. Yes. When did it all begin? Okay, it started in the late 60s with this hippie community in the city of La Plata. It's like a big university, city. It's the capital of the Buenos Aires province. And the main members of the band, the Patricio Rey, Indio, and Sky Bailinson, met in the university. And they released the first record around, I don't know, I'm not a big fan, the 1984, I think. Let me see. 1984. Yeah, I think. No, 1985. Okay. Yes. The first LP is called Gulp or Gulp. Okay. Let's look for it. Here in this official YouTube channel, you can find everything about them and the whole discography, by the way, if you're interested. And let's see. Okay. I'm not going to play the music because, and here's the discography. Here's Gulp. And this first record was released independent. Yeah, they just they finance, they pay all the expenses, and they made the vinyl records, okay, a small amount of copies, of course, and Polly became the manager or the agent or the press or the public relations, trying to deliver the cassettes or the records to the radio stations. unsuccessfully, of course, because you know the deal. I mean, if you have a radio station, especially a top 40 radio station, you need to be if you want airplay back in those days. Now the story is different, but if you want some airplay, you need to be in a record label, and they will put you on the playlist, and they never gave up. I think later they released October in English, and it was on 1986. Okay, September next year, October. That was the second record, of course. Yes, always in all the discography of Patricio Rey is independent, and they started to create this. And listen to this format of organizing the gigs and moving the people, and they started to create this, cult. Uh, uh, how can I say this? Cult, like a cult, yes, like a the followers or pilgrims, uh, faithful followers of Indio, or okay, this man. And in the 80s they started to make these small venues or theaters, and they became bigger and bigger and bigger, and they make copies of cassettes, and I make a copy and you make another copy, and it was like word of mouth. And of course they released the records, but nobody could get it in a record store, or you could find it in some specific specialized record stores, but there wasn't any airplay. And there was one radio station, by the way, Rock and Pop FM in Buenos Aires. By the release of the third record, they make this deal, uh, implicit deal of try to give them airplay on that radio station, because basically the hosts, there were in the Rock and Pop FM, there were many radio personalities and very popular, and they were fans of Patricio Rey, because they played live and they were like huge, but they never been on television, they never had any debut on TV or in any mainstream radio station, except for Rock and Pop. And they had this little deal of airplay with this independent label. From the third record on, they became like a national thing. And suddenly, the radio stations, including the top 40 radio stations, a couple of years later, they were forced to play them, because people were calling to say, okay, I want to listen to Patricio Rey, please. And they had, yeah, top 40 hits of the 90s without even, being, I repeat, in a major record label. And they were in, charts and local charts. And, that was crazy. They were the first ever indie, not before the term was created, even there wasn't any REM or nothing, band. Uh, and they had this low profile, and they just played. Years later, the amount of people, the followers, were growing and growing and growing, until one day there was a big stadium, and there were safety problems around the place or the city in Buenos Aires. And the mayor of Buenos Aires banned the band. They banned them. And Buenos Aires just banned Patricio Rey. The effect was, okay, they were banned. Okay, where do we play? Okay, Indio, wherever you go, we will follow you as faithful followers, as faithful cult followers of the band. And well, by this point, we are in the 90s. Okay, there are hits, of course. There are Un poco de amor francés, or I don't know, Mi perro dinamita. You can, in the playlist, you can find the singles. Okay, it's not singles. They did never release any singles. It's crazy, but album tracks. And they they played all over this country, Argentina. It's a, as you probably know, it's a huge country, and the provinces of the country, they say, oh, no, 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 we're not gonna have them. It's not, they're bad news. It means trouble. until one day they realized that if they organize a gig in this place, in a far off place in the middle of the country, people will move and the hotel business will move, restaurants and the economy will start to move. Okay, yeah. And they saw the business. He never went international. And they split in the late 90s. And they go separate ways. Sky had this solo career, and Indio started his own solo career. Okay, Carlos Alberto Solari, that's his name, okay? And all right, he started with this project, Indio Solari y los fundamentalistas del aire acondicionado. How can I say this? Let me see, how can I translate this? Okay, Indio Solari and the air conditional fundamentalist. By the way, there's one of you guys, I think it's Alex N, or some of you that said, that you had this beautiful reaction videos. It's lovely, and I think you saw this big mosh pit, the biggest in the world, with the song "Hi Hi Hi," and it was played by. This is the song "Hi Hi Hi." The one with the big, the biggest mosh in the world. Okay, that is the from a show on the Indio Solari and the Air Conditioner Fundamentalists. Okay, but it's a cover song from Patricio Rey, released originally in the second album, Octubre 1986. So it's a classic song in this country. Only in this country, I repeat, it was never an export, Patricio Rey. It was a local thing, it was a regional phenomenon, and that's why the audience is so faithful to them. And I don't know, what can I say about the audience? And that's, I'm almost finishing. Uh, but it's interesting, right? It's interesting because it's a local phenomenon. That's why you see the video and there's like a big amount of people saying, how, where did it come from? Who's this guy? Doesn't match, this guy, this bald guy with the sunglasses and the band. Yeah, it's this band. But he used to be in this band. He was the leader and the lyricist of Patricio Rey y sus Redonditos de Ricota. So I strongly recommend you to listen to the records, and they're classic records. And he is the last. Okay, now, yeah, the fundamentalistas of the air, they they will keep on playing for the Indio audience, and they will keep on doing the versions of the classic songs of Indio Solari. Well, this is it, people. I try to let you know about this video so you can share once again a reaction of any Patricio Rey song or Indio Solari song. And I hope you like this video talking about this local popularity and how crazy is the Argentinian crowd. Well, see you in the next video, and that was it. Bye bye.